You are listening to Parking Lot Perspectives with Darin and Evan.
Welcome to Parking Lot Perspectives, or as we're going to call this,
Couchside Perpectives.
Couchside Perpectives. So, Evan, you might notice where the heck we're at. We're in a different setting. We're at the lovely home of my partner, Evan, and his wife, Janna. This is their house.
And just a shout out to the back wall.
Oh, Darin.
I built this back wall, thank you very much. But anyways, Evan and Janna came up with a really good idea as we start 2025. We did a Complete Unknown last week at the theater, but there's not a lot out there right now that we think needs to be reviewed, quite honestly. But I think there's a great opportunity for streaming, for series, and Evan came up with the idea of why don't we do a weekly podcast, keep them short, keep them brief, and let's talk about what's out there. And the first one that these two yahoos came up with, because they love reality TV, is The Traitors. And this episode, we're going to cover all 3 episodes, right?
They came out with all 3 episodes in the beginning. It will be weekly from now on. But I think it was a great opening for you because you've never seen this.
Not a reality show person. I knew 2 people on the show. Alan Cumming is the host of the show. It's set in Scotland, in a castle in Scotland. And I knew one of the cast. So the whole cast is made up of the whole cast is made up of what these two call, what are they? Reality
TV stars, because they are.
Yeah.
Maybe not to you. They're not famous like Tom Cruise.
I looked at some of the net worth of these
Richard
people.
Hatch, he goes.
I looked at some of the net worth of some of these people. I think my net worth is more, but whatever. So what is great about this show is these two watching with them because they knew all these people. I didn't. This show is all about deceit,
deception,
just alliances.
Manipulation is a great term. So that's why we asked Janna to join us. Next week, Evan might not be here. He might be on a cruise with his family.
He won't be here.
So we're going to invite our neighbor Nate, who actually binged, I think you said, all 3 episodes.
Yeah, during a work day.
During a work day. He's working hard
today. He was off today.
He was off, and Nate is actually the one who supplies the table for us to use in Parking Lot.
Yes, sponsored by Nate.
That's right, sponsored by. So, Traitors.
He also is not a reality TV show.
Nate does not watch reality TV.
But he loves the
He's
Traitors.
a great cook.
He's a fantastic
Amazing cook.
So the plot is pretty simple. There's a $250,000 prize that either the Traitors can win or the faithful can win, right? And by the way, you might hear some cats and you might see some cats going by. Evan and Janna have 2 beautiful cats, Gracie and Lily. So you might see them as they appear on the episode or hear them, but it's all good.
Yeah.
So people get murdered. I don't like that. I wish they would just vote off like Survivor or whatever, but
you don't like Alan's
his accent is phenomenal.
Murdered.
Alan, yeah, that is a good job.
I do a very
His
good
outfits
job.
are phenomenal on the show, by the
Is he
way.
a traitor?
So you're going to hear us talk about each individual episode, but this one will be probably 20 minutes long versus next week will probably be about 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
So
because we're covering 3. We're covering 3 episodes, and you want to run through that cast real quick. So.
Yeah, let's talk about the cast. You've got Boston Bob, Boston Rob.
I'm offended by that.
Boston Rob.
That's when you
That's
know.
offensive.
When he doesn't watch this reality show.
He is from where?
Survivor.
Guy was on
Boston.
Survivor 6 times?
Yes.
Yeah.
6
One
times.
of
So
the best Survivor players to ever do
He
it.
met his wife, and she won.
Oh, she won, actually. Okay. I didn't know.
And he proposed at Final Trap.
Well, you got to do something on Survivor. So next is Dorinda Medley. She's from the Real Housewives of New York. She needed to go. You'll hear that. Then you have Chriselle Staus. I think Janna said she's from Selling Sunset on Netflix.
Yep.
Is that right?
Real estate.
Real estate. Nice cheek implants. Then you had Brittany Haynes
Please
from
don't cancel us.
Big Brother. Hey, by the way, don't forget to click like and subscribe
right.
or follow. Then you had Brittany Haynes from Big Brother. You had Danielle Race from Big Brother. You had Bob the Drag Queen from RuPaul's Drag Race, but that's actually not his real name. Evan will probably throw it up on what his real name was.
Fact check.
Wells Adams. Janna, what's Wells, his claim
He's
to fame?
from The Bachelor. He's also on Bachelor in Paradise, and he's married to Sarah Hyland from
Modern Family.
Oh, wow.
Great one. Then you have Chanel Ayan from The Real Housewives of Dubai. By the way, she is a doppelganger for Iman, David Bowie's wife. These two have no idea who David Bowie is.
Not a clue.
Google it. Evan will throw up the picture of Iman. You'll be like, wow, they look identical.
They were pretty identical.
Yep. Then you have Gabby Windy from The Bachelorette. Nice nice lip injections there. Then you had Dylan Efron. I did not know. He down to earth. I have no idea what that
That's
is.
Zac Efron's brother.
But what's down to earth?
No idea.
Okay.
We'll look it up. But
Dylan
we'll talk about
Efron.
him. He was great.
He is my early pick to win it all.
We should do those early picks.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
actually.
I think he's very
We'll do it
good.
at the end. We'll do it at the end.
You got Tony Vlachos. He's like Evan's doppelganger. He's got Joyzy accent. Talks a little bit like Audie. Audie, you might like this episode. So
Two-time Survivor champ.
2 times, and this guy could play the game. You could tell he
Passionate
gets it.
about reality.
Very
So
smart,
he came in knowing that he's going to have a target on him no matter what.
and he did. So then you have Jeremy Collins, also a Survivor
Yes.
player, right?
Yep.
Then you have Dolores Cantina. She's from Real Housewives. Robin Dixon from Real Housewives. Bob Harper is the only person I knew out of this whole cast. Bob Harper, yes, I'm going to say it again. He is from The Biggest Loser years ago. He was one of the 2 trainers, him with Gillian Anderson, I think.
That's true.
And the big hubbub was Bob had a heart attack, and he was fit as a fiddle, and he had a heart attack, and everybody freaked out. So it was great to see him back. I'm glad he's there.
Back in action.
Then you had Sierra Miller from Summer House. What is Summer House?
It's a show on Bravo.
We'll throw
Sure
it
it
out.
is.
We'll throw
Sure
it.
it is. I don't understand. Then you have the best part, Lord Ivar Mountbatten. He's British royal. He's actually second cousin to the king or something. Whatever.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Carolyn Wigger from Survivor. This woman is bat crap crazy. I'm just going to tell you right now. She's
reality TV gold.
Reality TV gold. Janet nailed it.
It is.
Oh.
She's funny.
There was an episode on Survivor. She gets trapped in the netting and she's screaming like she screams on this show. It's great.
Whatever. Oh. Then you have Sam Eshgari. Janna called this one. This is Britney Spears' ex-husband. But Evan and I thought we had saw him in some movies. We looked it up. He's not been anything we know
No,
of.
nothing.
Tom Sandoval from Vanderpump Rules, or as we like to call him, Pit Stains.
Yeah, a lot of bits. I'll throw it up.
He'll throw it up. This guy's a douchebag. He's got to go. And then you have Nikki Garcia. She's the former pro wrestler. She or her sister dated John Cena. So
yeah, we'll look that up.
Yeah.
Again, she is definitely retired, I think,
yeah.
at this point.
So yeah, no roids on there. So what's interesting is I noticed they don't list Derek or Wes in this, but they mentioned Boston Rob.
we're going to talk about it.
Well, I just thought it was interesting. It's on.
Spoiler. No.
Spoiler. So real quick, again, it's kind of 2 teams. You've got the Traitors versus the Faithfuls, and whoever is last person standing is going to win the money. I mean, that's
it.
Basically it. There's games in every episode. The only reason for the games is 1, to put extra money in the bank,
And
2, to gain
immunity.
a shield,
Shield
for immunity.
Yeah.
But the games are kind of fruitless, in my point. Jan and I were talking about. I don't know. I think they can be spruced up or do something. Alan, come up with it. So, with that said,
We'll get there.
with that said, season 3 of this kicked off, and I'll let Evan. You just talk about what was the twist.
So in the very beginning, they introduce the cast, right? They go through introductions, and then Alan does his intro of what to expect. But there was a twist, right? So he had a bunch of masked people. It was like the Masked Singer.
Yeah.
Everyone was masked. So one of them came forward, and they revealed it was Boston Rob. Darin had no reaction because he had no idea who that was. Janna and I loved it, and the cast did as well.
All the cast members were just
Yeah.
they all knew who he
Everyone
was.
knows who he is, and they're fearful, right? They don't want him in the game. But the twist was, all you have to do is shake Alan's hand.
Yep.
And if you shake his hand, you get to pick someone else that's standing right next to you to vote out. You could pick anyone. And then Rob's in the game.
Yeah, and by the way, so again, not knowing any of these people except for one, they all wimped out. Everybody wimped out, and then it's like Alan Cumming goes, well, nobody wants you, Boston.
I'll be honest, I don't think they expected that.
No, because Carolyn from Survivor, she was like,
She wanted to get Tony out of there.
she wanted Tony because again, they were all,
Yeah,
she knew
You could pick anyone, and no one did it.
Yeah, it was very
So
interesting.
the twist, he left, everyone was happy, Rob is not in the picture. That's how they opened it up, and then they all go into the castle.
Yeah. So then it jumps into a game.
Well,
I'm sorry.
They choose the Traitors.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They should. Did we know that before the game though? Was that
No, before the
before
game.
So before the game, they chose the Traitors. 3 Traitors. Thank you, Janna, for that. 3 Traitors are Bob, the drag queen, Carolyn, and Danielle are the
That is
Traitors.
correct.
And yeah,
I thought that was a good pick.
I do too. I just think
Carolyn
it was.
is good.
You'll see that there's there's some animosity there. You can
Yeah.
tell there's some.
I wonder. I'll have to look back at the other season unless you know. Do they always split it up so they don't have two people from Survivor?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think they do.
They do
Is
one
every
week.
season made up of reality stars?
Yes.
Oh, you didn't. Okay, didn't know that. Sorry, I'm a little
He was
slow on the
ridiculous.
uptake. Little slow on the uptake.
That's
No,
when he
I
was-
think that the first season might have had some off, not as popular as.
Okay. So what I thought was really cool, the first game, the only game I really thought was good that we've seen was they had a Viking boat. Alan Cumming takes them out to a loch in Scotland. Shout out to my daughter Carly, who taught me all about lochs when she lived over there and went to a few of them. And so there's platforms in this loch, and they have to get in a boat. They have to row to these different four or five different platforms, but there's a twist. Ev, what's the twist?
The twist: you have to sacrifice two of the faithful on the boat. You have to leave them at the destination.
So if you think about the cast is 12, 15. I mean, it's a good sized cast, but what's interesting is they had to get rid of two people at every platform, and you had to. There was
the people
40,000.
that they get rid of are not safe from
Yeah, that's right.
banishment.
They
That's
could
what the
be. They
second
could be banished.
Was and the initial gut reaction of people was, I don't want to get off.
Right.
I don't want to look too obvious that I feel safe. I'm just going to jump off and be the hero.
Right.
Some of them did, and as we'll learn,
Why do you feel safe?
you know,
Yeah.
as we learned, the first person to go out said that once she got off, she goes, "Wait a minute, I'm a target now."
Yeah.
Boom, gone.
So, and the whole point of them doing these platforms is to get fuel, and then they have a chance to put an extra 40,000 in the
Yes.
coffer to win. But to Evan and Jana's point, people get off,
it's like,
and they don't get all 40,000.
I wouldn't give off.
Yeah, bad move. So they got to come back, and they had to put everything in. They stood in the middle of this ring of fire, and they were all
lit
safe.
it up. Yeah.
So the people who got off on the platform, 6 of them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they were up for to be banished or
I
murdered or
thought
whatever.
it was funny. So that the old people that were saved, they go back, they have filet mignon, they have all the stuff.
That was brutal,
and
yeah.
then they come back like at 2
They're
hours
freezing.
later. They're freezing cold. They got
Hungry,
no
there's, like, barely any
food.
food left.
Got Tony eating 3 dishes. I mean, it was
Kind of brutal. That part was. But you think you're done. You think the episode's over. No. Alan Cumming comes up with the next twist to close out episode 1 with.
Boston Rob is a traitor.
So he brings back Boston Rob. He brings back 2 other people, which we'll talk about as we get into episode 2. But Boston Rob, we definitely know is coming back as a traitor. And you're like,
Very excited.
these 2 lost their crap. I mean, they're like, yes, this is going to be great. I'm like,
This is what he
this guy's a
signed up
shyster.
for.
He is a shyster is what he is. That's all. Anyways,
Yeah.
so that's really episode 1, right? In a nutshell.
And they
So,
hinted the next 2 people, which we're gonna jump
yep.
right into.
So episode 2 starts off with they have these 3 cages that are up in this
I
forest.
didn't like that set.
Not good. That was not good. And then in there you had that Dorinda, or as I called her, Dorito lady. She was just yapping her gums off. And to be fair, the Traitors got together, and she was the first person gone.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and
They wanted somebody from the Real Housewives out because there was a decent amount of them.
and so you'll see as we talk about episode 2, there starts to become a theme about is the Real Housewives an issue, because there's a lot of Real Housewives. There's a lot of Survivor folks.
Yeah.
But the Real Housewives. So they basically get rid of Dorinda or whatever her name is, and she's gone. She needed to go. She was
Bob the drag queen guy. He's kind of orchestrating this whole thing.
yes.
So,
So they had to find money to basically bring him down. Well, of course, Boston Rob is the first guy. Everyone loves him. And right off the bat, he's like, I'm not going to be true to these people who give me, to bring me down. I don't
Yeah, he
care.
doesn't carry it away.
So they bring in Wes from
The Challenge.
The Challenge.
Who we were very excited about because we love Wes.
Janna
Big
as
challenge
well.
fan.
I think Evan loves him more because he's got a good beard.
He's funny.
He's funny.
He's
You're
very
gonna-
smart.
You're gonna learn to like him. I mean,
Yeah.
he's very low key in these episodes,
Yep.
but you're gonna like him.
Makes my beard look really bad. Then you've got Derek from Big Brother.
Brother.
Yep.
He comes in. So they bring them in, and then you have your first round table.
Yeah.
Right? So the round table takes place, and they get rid of a guy out of clear blue.
I was shocked because
Wells?
he's the only besides Gabby. He's really the only bachelor
Yeah.
person there.
This dude dressed like $1 million. I thought his dress was
He
fantastic.
was
He's a stud.
He was shocked though.
Everybody was shocked.
Everybody.
He's in a position, right? If you get accused,
Yeah.
he had to defend
Because
himself,
everybody's gonna follow suit.
and
No one wants to go off the grid at that point.
he just didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
But he had What was his comment at the end? I don't remember.
So
he was pissed.
Yeah, so at the end, after they vote, they all put their votes up. Alan Cumming tells them to go to the Circle of Truth. And he said, do you have any last words or whatever before you're banished?
Reveal yourself.
Reveal yourself. And he basically, gives them, he's pissed. And he says, I'm a faithful.
Faithful. And he clapped.
And he clapped.
Good
So
job,
great job, guys.
Good
Yeah.
job.
I think it's important to the 3 new characters that they brought in weren't able to vote.
Yes.
They
That's
just
true. They had
sat
immunity.
there and
And then
watched.
yeah.
So that's the other thing. At the start of this episode, when they came down from the trees in these cages, they had 3 immunity shields that they could give to 3 players.
Yes.
So they gave them out. So Tony got one.
From Boston Rob, which I think is important to know.
Yes.
And Jeremy got one.
Jeremy got one
From Wes.
from Wes, and then
And I think
Derek
Wes
gave
did
his
that
to
Your guy
Dylan Efron. So they knew that there's 6 people that were going to be safe. They could not go. The 3 new characters and the 3 who got the shield.
I'd like to call out that Dylan's handoff, like in the hallway, Janna didn't even know.
Didn't even see it.
That's
That's
how
very
slick it was.
By the way, key thing here: if you watch TV with Evan and Janna, you might want to make sure you have the subtitles on because you're not allowed to talk. I'm a talker, as many of you probably guessed, and I was shushed, looked at, banished in this house by.
Murder.
I was murdered. I would tell you it was not good. So, but anyways, it was done really, really well. And Jan's like, "Where is it?" And so, he already passed it off. So they.
So that was the round table.
That was a round table, so they got rid of Wells. And episode 3 starts off with you find out that Ivan or what's Aeon.
So Aeon
Comes back. No, she does come back. She gets voted off by the Traitors.
She dies.
She is banished. She's done. Whatever. So it goes on, and
I think it's important to know too with the breakfast in the morning on episode 3 when
good call.
Boston Rob had said, Danielle should just not talk in the mornings because she was pointing fingers, she was crying, it was just too much.
Overkill. I'm gonna show a clip of
Way too
Boston
much.
Rob. He stares at the camera. He just looks pissed.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, because you can tell again he knows how to play the game, and
It's like
it's pretty obvious that Bob the Drag Queen and Danielle, they're over the top. And you could see just the look of like, what the frick are you doing with Boston Rob?
And just to add to that, the breakfast ceremony, because that's what they do every morning. They find out who gets whacked.
Yeah.
And I feel like a big tell is whoever speaks first or who's really talking a lot. Because I feel like you've seen this. You didn't see those seasons.
Nope.
But they really give it away. And you just got to keep your mouth shut.
So to Janet's point, it's really about who does what in the breakfast table. But what was the game?
Some silly game, which honestly,
The doors.
they didn't win any money.
That's right.
And it was terrible.
It is. I get it. I get it that it adds money to the bank. I get it that you get a shield for immunity. But the games, I thought the Viking thing was cool, but whatever.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I think the games, and you agree as well, that it's not, we're so used to, well, you're not. The challenge, right? The Survivor games, even though they're repetitive, they're fun, they're exciting.
But they're not there to play those games.
And that, I wish
They're there to be deceitful.
they're not in this house for 30 days.
Yeah.
So the roundtable episode, or the roundtable part of the episode, is a shocker. Now, Janice said no, not a shocker, and Evan agreed because he's had a target on his back was Tony. Tony gets voted off.
Yeah, I was upset about that.
I think the kicker is his buddy Boston Rob threw him under the bus. And because Boston Rob is such a strong player in these other games, apparently he's the greatest reality star ever.
One of.
As soon as he opened his mouth, he threw Tony under the bus, and everyone jumped on about voting him off. And he was voted off unanimously.
But you saw
Pretty much unanimously.
pretty much, but you saw how powerful Boston Rob is in one episode.
Yeah.
I mean, he just has
They
to
could
say
be a
one
cult
thing.
leader, and we'd all follow
Well, they
him.
call him a cult leader in Survivor. So
So the best part of the thing is when Tony got voted off, Alan Cumming says, hey, stand in the circle of truth. And he tells him, hey, I'm a faithful. Basically, he turns to Boston Rob and says, you're a sellout.
Yeah.
And woo! I mean, everyone's like, "Whoa, what just happened?" And
he was emotional. I don't think he's going to a barbecue with Boston Rob any day soon. But when he left, Boston Rob jumped in, on the table. He's like, "Sell out."
Defend himself.
Yeah, I'm not a sell. The guy didn't even talk to me.
He said, "I gave him my shield, and he did not have a conversation with me."
That's a mistake.
That is true.
How do you be buddy with your buddy?
Yeah, I'd be thank you so much.
I would be overly annoying.
Yeah.
To the point.
So you think the episode's done? I was hoping it was. And then there's a twist. Another twist comes up.
A lot of twists.
And that's what I do think is cool about the show.
Oh, you like the show?
Well, yeah. Well, I love you guys, so it's great.
What a guy.
What a guy. So they come up with another twist, and I thought it was really cool. So there's a hidden room, secret room,
like a wine cellar.
The wine cellar off the bar, and they tell the four traitors they need to meet in there before the end of the night, I think, and put 3 people's names down that are up for banishment, right?
That's correct.
And the key is they're going to
And this is all in plain sight, so anyone can walk in and see them all gathering together.
So just for your awareness and for everyone's listening and watching, I mean, if you haven't seen Traitors, they do this once in a while.
Yeah.
They don't allow them every night to just do what they do behind the scenes. They sometimes do twists where you have to do it in broad
Remember
daylight.
they had Parvati they had to get somebody to drink wine out of a cup.
She had to fill it and then give it to you, and that's the version.
And if you do it, you die.
But that was a cool twist, and it just puts them out in the open.
Yeah.
Which was
so it was cool because I think Gabby comes in at the end of the episode. You're not sure. We'll know next week.
Yeah.
Gabby hears Bob,
something.
the drag queen, because he's got a loud voice. So we're not sure if that comes to fruition.
I think what happened, it could be the editing too, but the way they edited it sounded like she heard him, but 2 women left the room.
That's
so
right.
She's probably like, oh, they're talking to him in there. Why are they all in there?
Right. So one of the things we're going to do as we close out is we're going to talk about what's happening on the next step, what we anticipate we think is going to happen.
And then we're going to close it off with who do we think is going to be the winner.
So I think on the next episode, I think you're going to see Jeremy is going to be gone or Bob the drag queen. Just throwing it out there. Jeremy's name was thrown out with the round table, and Bob the drag queen is he's too boisterous, and I think people are they could see it. Already Dylan Efron was like, you're a traitor.
He is good.
Yeah. He is good.
He's picking them out.
He gets it.
Who do you think? Who do you think's going next week?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think our man Jeremy is going because he was talking a lot about Danielle, and she knows that. So I don't think
that's important to know.
He's playing hard in the beginning, which I think he really should have just laid low.
Way too hard, and I was,
But Wells was also laying low as well, and Tony was trying his best as well. So it really,
it's hard. It's hard when you have a reputation. Jeremy doesn't have too much of a blindside, backstab reputation on Survivor, but he opened his mouth.
Yeah.
Right. He's spreading things that he's trying to protect one of the traitors unknowingly, and that's kind of putting his name out there. And he's playing too hard, like Janna said, and I think he's the one that's going next.
Yeah.
So do you agree with her?
Jeremy's
going? Okay. So let's talk about our overall picks. Early on, I think Dylan Efron, dude, I think he's got his stuff together, and I think Janna calls it like his intuition is very good.
He picks up on stuff.
Yeah, so I think he's going to be, that's my forerunner right now. Who do you think?
Okay. I like Wes. They brought Wes in from the challenge. He's playing a very low-key game right now. I think that's going to change. He's going to get an alliance. He's going to get an alliance formed.
Yeah.
He's gonna really be the voice in that castle. So
I think them not picking Wes as a traitor was a miss because I think he would have been a great traitor. I'm rooting for anybody from the challenge, Survivor, Big Brother, kind of. I don't know the other Big Brother.
Well, that covers about 80% of the cast.
It's like 10
so nice job.
Danielle, I don't really think that she's gonna be great, but I do like Darin.
Out of the traitors, who would be the first one to get caught first? Who do we think?
Oh, I think it's Bob the drag queen.
Either Bob or Danielle.
Bob.
Yeah, I agree.
Too much.
100%. So
I think Danielle.
Can't wait to find out.
Next week, we're going to come back. Like we said, we're going to have our neighbor Nate is going to sit in for Evan. Hopefully, Janna will join us as well. Evan, we wish him well on his cruise with his family.
Thank you.
And we look forward to all your comments, your suggestions. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, or follow. Tell your friends about us. Tell them to subscribe as well. Tell us everything that we need to do. But we're going to try and
let us know your thoughts.
That's
If
right.
you watch this, let us know, and
That's
maybe
right.
we'll talk about it next episode as well.
We'll see you weekly, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye everyone.